You know, if you're truly going to be a hero to your own children, then they need to look at you as a source of why things are right and why things are wrong. And I've said this a number of times. Always look for the opportunities to be teaching your children from something they're involved in. An illustration of this. Now, some of you might criticize me for this one. That's okay. I've gotten some pretty bitter letters over the years. But when Schindler's List came out, had that sexual scene in there and the killing of the Jewish people in the Holocaust, my son, I would estimate, was probably about 12, 13 years old, my daughter 14, and my other daughter about 8. I took the three of them, along with my son's girlfriend. I asked her parents if it was okay, and they said yes. We went to see, kids that age, Schindler's List. Then afterwards, we went to it was in Ramona, California, and we went to the Sizzler Steakhouse, and we sat there for 3.5 hours and discussed the movie. When we left the movie driving over, I said, kids, what'd you think about the movie? And we got all kinds. I liked it, I didn't. And, oh, Daddy, it was scary and this and that. And then we got to the restaurant, we ordered our food. And I said, kids, do you think the killing of 6 million Jews in the Holocaust was wrong? Well, of course, every one of them said yes. I said, why? Well, of course, none of them could answer why. For 3 hours, we discussed why. And I would back them into the corner again and again. I would never give them the answer. I would ask questions where they would bring the answers out. Then after we finished that, I said, the sexual scene was there. Was that right? Was it appropriate? Well, no, it wasn't, Dad. It was awful. But why was it awful? Why was it? They couldn't answer it. About 45 minutes later, they could answer it. To show you how this type of interaction impacts a child, my son went on to graduate work and did his master's in ethics. After the first several months at graduate school, he called home and he said, Dad, what I believe, why things are right and why things are wrong, my ethical understanding is so much greater than all the other students here. I said, why? He said, Dad, because it's the way you raised me. I said, what do you mean? Come on, Dad, you know, 10 minutes on the way to school, how we interacted, 30 minutes going to a ball game, Dad, remember when you took me to see, and Stephanie, who's now his wife, to see Schindler's List, yeah? Said, Dad, after that 3.5 hours in a restaurant interacting, why is it wrong? That's where my ethics and morality began. That was years ago. And yet almost 20 years later, say, Dad, that's where it started. Why? Because I didn't give them the answers. We interacted on the answers. And I kept asking why and then guiding them to understand why killing is wrong. Do that with your children and you will never regret it.